All right, guys, how are you doing? How are you doing? So, I'm going to talk today. I'm going to try to keep this quick. So, by quick, I mean I should be rounding off in an hour. I'm going to talk, and I want you to hear me out. This is a mind session. You have to come here with your brain. You understand what I'm saying? All right, sorry, I wanted to put more light so I could see myself clearly and hopefully give you a better experience. Can you see me well? So, I'm going to talk about the Air India incident. The question is, did God save one man or did God buy 200 people? Because when they said one man survived, people said, thank God. I want us to talk about this. I want us to talk about what could have happened in the plane. I'm going to have a bit of a pilot analysis. And let me see if I can bring Jigga. That's going to be towards the tail end. Is it still dark? Even if it's dark, someone say, please don't say fallacies, my oga. God don't buy. This thing where you talk, cool Prince Baba, is like you are respectful, but you need a knock. So, what did God do with Noah according to the Bible? What did God say he was going to do? What did God do in Sodom and Gomorrah? Who cannot see, I will give you light. What did God do in Sodom and Gomorrah? Please talk to me. And stop being liars. Let's be honest with one another. What did God do in Sodom and Gomorrah? The devil in the entire Bible only kpied 7 to 10 people in the whole Bible, the sons of Job. God kpai Oman because Oman no Greek bench in brother wife give am belle. God kpai am. You are telling me God does not kpai people? Unless you want to read another religion, don't use Christianity to defy foolishness. Can you hear me? One person says he cannot hear me. This is what will delay me. I don't have time for this. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, I'm going to block that person who is typing, we can't hear you, we can't hear you. If he types that thing one more time, I'm going to block him permanently. So, when somebody comes to this live, you think you are talking to a he-goat. The amount of time I spent researching scriptures in chronological consistency with history and science, no Nigerian pastor has done it. So I want us to talk like people that have brains. I don't want us to sound like our parents. When it comes to religion, our parents are an embarrassment. Our parents are an embarrassment when it comes to religion. They embarrassed us. I'm ashamed when our parents start talking about religion. It's like make the ground swallow me, make and they not see I relate with them. Pastor Toby is a community leader. Pastor Toby has never preached miracles before. You don't ever go in service before. Hear say me preach miracle. I don't attend in service many times. He preaches getting the youth out of crime and getting them to be useful in the society. That's Pastor Toby's message, and it is working. That's why he dresses the way he dresses, so he can appeal to young people. That's why he talks the way he talks. That's why he hangs out. He's the oldest person among his. Everybody else is young, 20, early 20s, late 20s, early 30s. I don't think there's any 40-year-old in his church. It's young people. He thinks like them, talks like them, acts like them, and is able to connect with them. He does not preach, God will heal. He's still going to come and tell you his cancer story. It's not my story to tell. That's why I'm not talking about it. He will come and he will share a story with you. But that's not why I'm here. I'm here to ask me and you because there are some things that we say. If we all come to a conclusion, like in Acts chapter 15 and Acts chapter 21, the church in Jerusalem came to a conclusion. This is what we're going to tell the Gentiles. So whatever we agree today, somebody say your Toby is not a pastor, go to the point, collect rapture. I don't tell you, say I know well. That one don't collect rapture, permanent, not even be removal. I want us to talk today. Whatever we agree here, we are going to implement it. Anywhere we see it, we are going to stand up and fight that stupidity. Let us work. Let us work together. 200 plus people. Let me give you the exact number. Air India by toll. Over 240 people died. So far, one person was saved. And we say, thank God. Is 1 over 240, is it pass or is it fail? I want us to talk like people. I don't want us to sound like our parents. I don't want us to sound dense like our parents sounded. If you don't know it, your parents sounded stupid when they were telling you the religious story. May the souls on board rest in peace. But I want us to talk. 240 people die, one person survive. Is that pass or is that fail? Because we market human stupidity, inability, inconsistency as God's favor. Let us talk. Somebody said, why did I say God by 200 people? I'm asking you, they said one person was saved. They said, thank God. I not seen it. Go to the posts. Go to the blogs. One person was saved. 240 by. And they say, thank God for his mercies. Question 1. If we are saying thank God for one person will survive, who are we going to thank for the 240 week by? I beg you in God's name, work with me today. You have your brains intact. Happy Democracy Day, Nigerians, and may the souls of the dearly departed rest in peace. If you say devil, I will bring out the Bible and challenge you with the Bible that in the entire Bible, written over a span of 4,000 years, the devil only killed 7 people. You are now telling me that that devil in 4,000 years only killed 7 people. In one day is going to kill 240? It is chronologically inconsistent with the Bible to say that it was the devil that killed the people on Air India. Because in the entire Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, the devil only killed 10 people. And if you look at the timeline of Genesis to Revelation, it's about 4 to 4,500 years. So in 4,500 years, the devil kpai 10 people. You are now telling me on June 12th, 2025, the devil way in 4,500 years only kpai 10 people. All of a sudden kpai 240. When I started this, I said, let us not sound stupid like our parents and grandparents sounded when they inherited colonial foolishness. I'm going to ask you today, I'm going to ask you questions, and I want answers. Forget about pilot's mistake. They say flaps were down. When you are taking off, you take off with flaps. I'm a simulator pilot. When you take off with flaps. I fly 737-800, and the flap setting, depending on load, inclination, load, sea, how do they call it? Sea level and length of runway is usually flaps 5 for 737-800, which I don't know the configuration for 787 Dreamliner, but 737-800 is usually we take off with flaps 5. But in some instances we can take off with flaps 1, and in some instances we can take off with flaps 10. So if you tell me the flaps, well, he had to use flaps to take off. I saw the video from taking. He took off. We are not. Let's leave the science first. Let's deal with the religion. We'll come and analyze the science. You mentioned flaps. I've cleared you. Can we go back? The question, I ask you a question again. If we are saying that the people on that plane, out of 240 something or 200 and something, one person was saved and 240 died. And when they announced that one person was saved, everybody went to the blog and said, God is great, God is powerful, thank God. Like, really, thank God for 1/240? Is that a pass or a fail? And there's a reason why I'm asking you this, because this is how stupid our parents sounded when they used to make this kind of stupid. 200 people go by inside one place. This one even good say one person survive. Sometimes one whole church go burn. Everybody, only Bible they alive, they will say that's the power of God. People died. People lost their businesses. And you're coming to say, thank God that a book that I know that book is not the word of God. That book is full of contradictions. And you are telling me that a book that human beings wrote that is full of contradictions. Did not burn, and that is the work of God. In 200 and something people they plane, one person survived. 240 bye is a failure. If you don't know what a failure is, I'm going to tell it to you today. I say, what's the point? The point is you are stupid and you are going to type in the comment section to say thank God instead of going there to mourn with the people whose families are crying. That's the point. The point is that you are daft like your parents were daft. I preach with the Bible. I understand how to use the inconsistencies and the consistencies. That's why I don't go into the Bible and preach tithe and other nonsense you hear in Pentecostalism. Daddy Freeze, you they feel this life. Now we get Brother, keep quiet. If you don't have what to say, you are sounding like your parents. Don't come here and sound like your dumb parents. I beg you in God's name. Someone say failure to who exactly? Absolutely good question. Because if we say God saved one person, then we are saying God failed. If we are saying God saved one person and 240 people died, then God failed. So God did not save him. Do you now understand my equation? Gist first, Daddy Free, since we are speaking on religion, does your life belong to you? Yes, your life belongs to you. That's when your life belongs to whatever it belongs to. One person survives, thank God. 240 people die. Who do we blame? Obviously, we can't blame the devil. Obviously, we cannot blame the devil. Because in 4,500 years, the devil only buy 10 people. Then in one day wants to buy 240. That's not the devil. It doesn't align with the biblical description of the devil. So we have once again carried our failures and projected them to God, and our successes carried our failures and projected them to the devil, and carried our successes and projected them to God. Somebody said they were sinners. I love that comment you made. It shows you are dumb just like your parents were dumb. In fact, you are dumber than your parents, because we understand why your parents were dumb. They had no access to information. It's your own that you don't understand. I'm looking at a picture now. There was a family of 4. Small Peking. And no one used the word. They're by inside. They took a selfie on the plane. They were jackpying from India to England. They were sinners. Which sin? 4-year-old and 5-year-old Peking one sin. If not, be say you be olori buruku. Family of 5. Small Peking dey inside. And the small Peking Kpai. And you are telling me that they were sinners. It's not go better for you when you talk that thing. If I'm not here to stand up against this foolishness that your parents embedded inside you, you will grow like this and you'll be a disgrace to your children. Just like your parents are disgrace. Our parents are a disgrace to us when it comes to religion. I'm embarrassed at my parents, because this is the nonsense they believed. As in, when I finish talking, make you challenge me. I challenge all your pastors in Nigeria. If they get sense, you know, say that their mama born them, may they tackle me on this matter. I'm ready for them today. There were 2 babies on that flight. If somebody came to this comment section and olori buruku and typed they were sinners, can you see how religion can be used to justify the highest level of stupidity? Look at what this dingbat Jesus is saying, that the phrase "for men have sinned, have come short of God's glory." The more you type, the dumber you sound. You're already sounding dumber than your parents, which were dumb. Now you sound really dumb. So please explain to me why 2 newborn babies died on the plane. God did not save Peking wey dey innocent. He saved grown man. Let's now talk about the grown man. If the grown man were a Christian, we are in trouble tomorrow. Say that guy will survive na Christian. Testimony mason. If the guy is not a Christian, there will be silence everywhere. And I'm now going to ask you a question. Those of you that say, look at what somebody's saying, Indians worship idols, that's why they kpai. There are more people kpai in Nigeria where they are worshiping God than in India, despite the fact that India has more than 10 times our population, or 6 or 7 times our population. The more you talk, the dumber you sound. Just keep quiet. Whether or not that Canada LOUD, you want light, put on for mouth. So your finger to mouth motion will prevent you from typing nonsense. Go light them. Because the koku kolunko. Indians worship idols. That man that was saved, not be idol in the worship. We will hear his religion. The story is imagined. If he's not a Christian, hold on. I'm waiting to hear his religion. If perhaps the man will survive na Hindu, where they worship elephant and tree and cow and whatever it is they worship. So God save person where they worship idol, but there will be Christians on that flight. The Christians spy. Make it make sense. If you believe that it was God that saved that guy, You need to go and have your head examined. You are as daft as or dafter than your parents. I've come to the conclusion today that you are as daft, if not dumber, than your parents. And your parents have an excuse. There was no enlightenment. It was one man behind the pulpit lying from a book that they refused to read. You, on the other hand, have every opportunity. What saved him? Whatever it is that saved him, you can't call it God. Because if you call it God, you make God look wicked. Whatever saved him, saved him. He was in the right place at the right time. The way the antelope was saved from the lion is the same way he was saved. He was at the right place at the right time. I refuse to allow this brainwashing to continue a generation further. We are personalizing God. And the problem is when you personalize God, he will disappoint you. Because the day you will call on this God that saved this man to save your mother from cancer and your mother Kpais, God will disappoint you. My brother says Satan is the giver of Kpai. I don't read Bible to you. You see, my brother, do you read Tribune or Punch when you go to church? Or you read Bible? I have challenged you to tell you that in the entire Bible, Satan only Kpai 10 people over a span of 4,500 years. You are now telling me Satan is the giver of Kpai. Show muboyoni. Oh, the figbole. Leave this Canada LOUD. Put on for side. Unless maybe we want to use another religion. According to the Christian Bible, in the entire Bible from Genesis to Revelation, God only Kpai 10 people. Someone said, my next flight, I will sit in 11A. 11A is not a lucky seat. It was a lucky seat in this plane because of the circumstances involved. It was a lucky seat in this plane. So unless you want to replicate this exact scenario in the plane crash that you are going to be in, only then will 11A. You see, when you take Ebuka Jesse said, Satan comes to buy, to steal, and to destroy. When you take the Bible literally, you get to, okay, in the whole Bible, how many people did Satan buy and destroy? How many? I challenge you, Ebuka Jesse. Write the list of the people that Satan buy. If you can name 11 people in the Bible, after the 10 I've given, if you can name the 11th person, I dash you 100,000 naira this afternoon. Take my challenge up. 100,000 naira for you if you can show me the 11th person where Satan buy in 4,500 years. If you're ready to work with me, I'll work with me. Someone said, Kpai the unbelievers. As in, where are you getting this stupidity? Give me the verse. The only people, the only evidence of anybody where Satan buy, now Job became them. And it is a total of 10 people max in the entire New Testament, in the entire Bible, Genesis to Revelation. I challenge you, 100,000 naira if you can name an 11th person where Satan buy. And I will mention 2 million people where God buy inside that same Bible. Say, no be God tell Saul, make you go buy all the Amalekites plus their picking. Goose ChatGPT, please. Not too dense. And you see, the problem is your parents were like this. And I understand your parents being dumb because they had no access to information and there was no enlightenment. You, on the other hand, people have stood up to all these gods of men and men of GUNs and all these clowns up and down everywhere parading themselves as somebody special. If you Google statistically the safest place on a plane, ask ChatGPT. Safest place on a plane. The back third of the plane is the safest. 11 are business class. Unless the plane are full economy flight, 11 is usually either business class or the seats immediately after business class. So if you think 11A is a lucky seat, you dance well. Let me even Google it. We can even investigate. 11A Air India business class 787. I want to see its economy plus. What share you where they buy cheaper tickets? Now you want to go sit for economy plus. I like as that seat be 11A. I don't know whether it's let's read it. Let's be sure. Economy plus is like 1.5 tickets. Business class is like 3 tickets. Somebody said attributing somebody's Kpai to Satan is a major sin. Baba, now you get your belief. Anything where you like, make you believe. Me, I'm a Bible teacher, and today I'm focusing on the Bible. So, when was the last time you flew business class? When was the last time you flew economy plus? Start typing. Your hands are sharp. When was the last time you flew business? So for you to qualify, most airlines 11A na business class. Yahweh saved that guy. Maybe he was righteous, and the babies wake by were not righteous. Ebuka Jesse, keep quiet. Make you not vex me today. Just keep quiet. Someone said, my learning point is to avoid traveling with all your family on a flight. Let me tell you something. Let's talk about Wigwe. Wigwe Kpai. His son Kpai. His wife Kpai. They are the lucky ones. The ones they left behind will be traumatized till they Kpai. Sometimes it's better you Kpai with your whole family than to leave a damaged, broken person behind that will take forever to heal. Okay, you not carry everybody. You send only your wife and one set of children. You see, my problem is we individualize things so much to the point where we sound dumb. If me I travel with my whole family. Anything will go happen to all of us. Whoever go survive, I'm go survive. Why do we need to break it? Do I want to live without my wife and my children? Does my wife want to live without me? Do my children want to live without me and my wife? If it happens, it happens. I'm not going to separate my family. What if that plane land inside bush? People survive. And the ability to survive is because you were there as a family. Una go they listen to people when they think brain. Let's imagine this plane landed in the middle of nowhere in the forest. Nobody buy. Everybody come out. Lion come begin to chop them one by one. Would you not want to be there to protect your children? I'm asking you. Who will continue your legacy? Which legacy are you leaving? Which legacy are you leaving behind? Please, which legacy did your father leave behind? This legacy, una be Bill Gates, una be Michael Jackson. What is this legacy that you are leaving behind? Explain to me this foolishness. What's this legacy you are leaving behind? What contribution have you or your father done to humanity that you want to leave a legacy? Legacy, I want to leave a legacy. What have you done? As you know, do legacy, they plan say now you're picking. No worry, when they do legacy, they will still forget you. Do I know my great grandfather? Somebody say Adeleke legacy. How many of you now wait day here? I have over 1,000 people watching. By the time I joined, 250 on Facebook, 230 on YouTube, 132 on TikTok, and 300 and something on Instagram. We passed 1,000 here today. How many of you now get Adeleke legacy? Your power they do security work, still want leave legacy. Legacy call. Galaxy. Please. I don't pity Wigwe's son, Kpai. I pity his daughter, where remain. Every day, she's going to deal with that phone call. She's going to relive that moment, that phone call where they call and say, your papa don't buy, your mama don't buy, and your brother don't buy. Then she's going to deal with the family coming to fight her for her father's property. That na person will get legacy. She buy, you know, get. You get 2 houses that you are mortgaging. That's your legacy. Please keep quiet and hide your face in shame. What's the legacy that is so important that you want to? Are you bringing a breakthrough through medical science? Are you not just an extra person in church that fills the church so that the church can be full and the pastor can go home in a new Mercedes every 3 years? Legacy is not only money. Okay, mention your legacy into your loan. As you not get money, waiting be your legacy. What valuable contribution have you brought to humanity? You are living a legacy. You are living a fallacy. What? Okay, as your papa not get money, which other legacy in live? Let's hear. Good name is legacy. Your great grandfather will get good name. Waiting be name. If you can remember your great grandfather's name, not your father or your grandfather, your great grandfather. If you can remember his name, then this legacy you are talking makes sense. Person we don't buy go. Prick to born like rabbit. Dollar legacy. Your bench woman she born. That's the legacy. That's the legacy 99% of you will live in this lifetime. Stop making yourself feel important. Those that left legacy will know their name. Isaac Newton did not have children. Google it. Did Isaac Newton have children? Did he leave a legacy or not? Did Isaac Newton have children? Google it. Isaac Newton did not have any children. Did he leave a legacy or not? Meanwhile, your papa born 30 children. No legacy. You're here talking about he should not travel on the same flight. It's a utter complete foolishness. But you see the problem is, unless you get crystal ball where they go check, say, this accident will won't happen, now so it go be, now so it go be, now so it go be, now so it go be. Then you can plan. Sometimes in life, you are better off with your children on the flight. Somebody say, why do you think inside everyone here we no get family that have legacy? I don't think it. Mention your family member that has legacy. Mention your family member that won a Nobel Peace Prize. Mention your family member that invented anything. That's his legacy. Mention your family member that did something groundbreaking in any field. I don't have... Just first, please mention that family member. Google is here. Google is your friend. Just as you can Google Daddy Freeze. And that somebody will come up, even though me, I even leave legacy for my children. I me start the religious revolution in Nigeria. Now me start them, so I get legacy. Now you tell me that legacy, if no be say to come out Bola they knack woman, they born. Maybe you say your papa get legacy. Mention your papa name, more Google am. More Google am. At least if you mention the person who start GT Bank, in name did there. If you mention the first president of Nigeria, in name did there. What's your father's legacy? Say he born Rakumi, na him be legacy. Forget money. You don't no tell ourselves truth. You not get any legacy. Wait till me. Forget money. Money is the easiest way to get legacy. Just hustle and have money. You go get legacy. The other ways are harder than money. Go and try and see what it takes to win a Nobel Prize. Femi Aderoba Sekilode Shemu Paroni. My papa legacy be say he has a son that can be a president tomorrow. And Aniko Magun Rakumi Kiri. Be riding camel up and down inside your brain. President tomorrow call. If you are going to, you can never be the president of Nigeria. If you are going to be the president of Nigeria, by now you go down, they do the groundwork. No be where they do soap inside bathroom. Now from bathroom they'll just come carry you, say where did they she soap just sit down and we'll carry and go put for over office. You can never be the president of Nigeria. Nobody say I run you down. You can't. Go and ask Tinubu where he was at your age. Go and ask Atiku where he was at your age. Go and ask Peter Obi where he was at your age. If you are not in any of those places, cancel presidency and go and look for work in the factory. The problem is you don't. That's a legacy right there. My father was a Biafra soldier. That's his legacy. Please, what's your father's name? Let's Google him. We know Juku. Abi, we know Ajashin. We know Awolowo. Waiting be your papa name. My legacy. Oh yeah, mention your papa name. More Google him. You overrate yourselves too much. You have a better chance of winning the lottery than becoming a president. Sit down and give yourselves all sorts of elevation. Nnamdi Kanu get legacy. VDM get legacy. They are living, they are known for something. Your party do security guard for bank for afternoon. They do vigilante for night. Now be legacy. And the legacy called Galaxy ni. Galaxy Fold 6. And that's ni is a legacy. In fact, TTC here. Someone said Daddy Freeze, does need man know the caliber of people that watch your live casually? Okay. I'm talking to the ones that are typing. If you have a legacy and you have not typed, it's on you. Type your name, we know you. Tunde Onokoya left a leg. Of course, he's the chess master. He has done something. Fela get legacy. Fela's legacy is so big that his children, he did not leave them any property. That name where he leave them, he reached them chop. Someone say, does Hush Puppy have legacy? You are laughing. Your papa not get legacy. They ask of Hush Puppy own. Your papa get legacy. Derek Okoye. At least if you type Hush Puppy, go show for internet. No, type your papa name. I get legacies. As in, how do you people delude yourselves into this foolishness? When I know you get person sit down with you, tell you truth. Oh, you are Pentecostals. When they hype on yourself. You don't want to travel. You don't want to travel. Let me tell you, if you travel today and you and all your children and your wife buy, nobody go miss una. Legacy. Now when Wole Soyinka something do am. Legacy. Now when something do Bill Gates. Legacy now when something do Elon Musk. Legacy now when something do Putin. Legacy now when something do Traore. If something do Traore now, there will be a destabilization or a destabilizing in this region. Please, 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 can we stop hyping ourselves on unnecessarily? I get legacy past your papa. At least if you Google me, you will see me. And I've contributed to humanity. I'm part of the people saving you from your foolishness. That's a legacy. And let me tell you, before I came and started speaking out, nobody dared. You know, see the way they drag one man of GUN recently? 10 years ago, would they have talked to a pastor like that? They drag him, so they use and do meme. They drag him, use and do meme. Now me start them. That movement, now me start them. And why am I saying this? I want us to stop making unimportant things important. Whether I get legacy or not, leave legacy. You don't know. You see, if the man traveled with his children, let me tell you the worst thing you can do. You and your wife travel, you can't leave children before they're gone young. Hey. So you as papa and mama, you Kpai inside accident. You can't preserve children. The oldest now 8, followed by 7. Then 1 na 3. The other one na baby. They can't survive. It better me they follow you Kpai. On 100, it better me they waiting their eye go see. The way you get picking for house, you did there, your wife did there, uncle visit, uncle begin to play with them, auntie visit, house girl they begin to play with them. You know, can't date there. So man by leave picking, no be good thing, no. Forget even if they get money, because he get they no then imagine say your papa Kpai leave $2 million for you. You are 5 years old. They don't carry $2 million, give 5-year-old picking now. Now, one uncle they go give. By the time you turn 18, if you remain anything, thank God. Oma bear no, they go help you burn ham. By the time you reach your turn, say you take where my money like this, nothing and they go leave give you. That night they don't even buy yourself to collect the small one within your hand. So I want us to talk. The reason why I'm harsh with you today is I want your mind to open. One of the biggest problems we have in Africa is we don't think. We are so sentimental. We're so emotional. Aeroplane incident happened. One person survived. We say thank God. Immediately I type under the thank God. Say the remaining work by encore. Thank devil. A grown man Kpai. They say he was righteous. Baby. Work by 2 babies did that flight. They were unrighteous. Let me tell you, if they leave only you, God don't turn devil, devil don't turn God. I'm here to give you a reality check to wake you up. 11A is not a lucky seat. It was a lucky seat on this flight. And there is the time paradox in the free nation. Everything happened in synchrony with what was meant to happen. If somebody had delayed that flight for 10 minutes or 5 minutes, it would have had a different outcome. If the plane was taxiing, all of a sudden the pilot get diarrhea, wrong, go toilet, you would have had a different outcome. So let's stop thanking God for one person that was saved when 200 is you are sounding demonic. You are now. Let me ask you a question. So what if that guy they worship cow? So cow don't save him, and on that flight there are Muslims and Christians. I'm sure there'll be one or two Muslim and Christian. So people where they worship God or your God. Okay, let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question. So person will not believe in your God. Where they that to say that guy will survive na Hindu. You not believe in your God though. He survived. The people will believe in your God, they're Kpai. Let's analyze this our God again. So God, they save other people who no serve him. They Kpai the ones who serve him. Make this thing make sense. Someone said there's speculation that the crew retracted the flaps rather than the gear. That is, they must have been very dumb. As in, how do you do that? I'm going to bring Jigga. We're going to analyze this from a pilot's perspective. Because here's the sequence to take off. And I can tell you this with my hands on my chest as a simulator pilot. V1, VR, or when you rotate, once you reach your V1, you call out V1. Rotate VR. You pull the yoke or the joystick or whatever I used to control the plane. You pull it up. The nose lifts. And the plane starts to climb. Before you declare positive rate of climb, I personally check 3 things. My altimeter needle showing vertical speed on the increase. I look out of my window to see that I'm departing from the ground. And I feel the attitude of the plane. So I check my speed, I check my vertical speed, and I check the fact that I'm leaving the ground. That is when I now declare positive rate of climb or positive climb, and then we retract gear. But in all honesty, I was wondering why the plane's gear was left on for that long. Now, if they retracted flaps, now problem, Jigga, I want you to work with me, especially if the plane was heavy. If they retracted flaps, what will happen is the angle of attack will increase and they will enter inside the stall. I'm going to bring Jigga here. Jigga is going to help us with that part. Let me even bring him now. Jigga, beg, send me request if you're free. So what you do is, here's what I do in my 737-800. When I take off, positive rate of climb, gear up, I now accelerate the plane, or I'm still on my toga speed. You won't understand this unless you're I'm still on my toga thrust setting. So I'm using an angle of, let's say, a pitch of 15 degrees, and I'm watching my speed. Once I get to 170 knots, I move from, if I took off with flaps 5, which is usually what I take off with in a 737, once I get to around 170 knots, 172, 175, I just move from flaps 5 to flaps 1 because I now have enough speed. Once I get to 210 knots, I remove the flaps totally. What I do is I remove the flaps totally before I go on the autopilot. I manually hand fly till I remove flaps, till I'm clean. It's called cleaning up the airline, the plane. Once the plane is clean, I just go straight to my autopilot and engage my autopilot. Sometimes I like to play with it. Sometimes I hold my vertical speed and I hold the heading to make sure everything is okay. Then I just go to my what do they call it, VNAV, LNAV, if I'm doing an ILS flight. So I hold my vertical speed at about maybe 3,000, hold my heading onto the heading of the next place I'm going or somewhere close to it, make sure everything is okay, then just hit VNAV, LNAV, and the plane takes over. So them retracting the flaps early in a heavy plane na baba problem. Na baba problem. And then for me, because I was talking to a captain, that pitch up, that if you've watched the flight, the guy pitched up. The guy pitched up last minute, and that's what he should never have done. Let me bring Jigga. Internet by now would have started bringing out plausible causes. Jigito.
Daddy freeze.
As I see they use soft voice. I know say your children don't sleep.
Yeah, you know the drill.
I know the drill. So bro.
Yeah. So you sent me that video this morning, yeah?
Yes.
The first time I see that video with that. Yeah,
when Jigga first saw the video, Jigga was saying this is landing. I said, no, this is not landing, it's taking off.
Yes, sir.
Because it looked like short final. But how did I know that it was not short final? The flaps were too small for short final.
I just saw the video, like, because the plane was descending, was sinking.
It was sinking.
Like, this guy, they go land, or which kind of speed they go land, so until I can't go read the comments, then read some news about them. I mean, like, that plane could have been anything, bro. Could have been anything. If you say the guy lose both engines.
Right? I thought about that. But this is 787 Dreamliner.
Yeah, it has never happened. I mean, this is the first time they're having any fatal crash or anything like that. You understand? That's why Boeing, I mean, if you see Boeing lost some stock today after that crash.
Boeing, when already they lose stock, they come.
Because people, the one that say, man, what did happen with their instruments? But anyways, like, it could also be said, I know somebody said, Flap said the guy mistake to retract gear, retract flap. I think that's impossible because both pilots.
The pilot has to call because as he announces positive rates, when the person says gear up.
I read somewhere they said both of them have like 9,000 hours. 9,000 hours and a lot of hours. So don't fly, get 9,000 hours for plane, not go nowhere gear.
But Baba, make I tell you one story. Make I tell you one story. I was going to Abuja with taste buds. I was sitting on the wing. So I always like looking at the wing because from the wing, I can tell when he's using spoiler. I can tell when he's each stage of the flaps. So flaps 1, we're coming in. And it's 73. It was not a 737-800, but it's a 737. So I basically have an idea of what he was doing. So I saw flaps 1. I saw flaps 5. Then I saw what looked like flaps 30, and then it was pulled back to flaps 15, and then gear down. So I went into the cabin. I was wearing nose mask. I went to greet the pilot. So I was like, hello, the pilot. You know the way pilots, they talk to civilians, like, you want to see our cockpit? No. So I entered. I said, oh, your engines are off. I was just talking some small things just to warm them up. So the guy was like, yeah, he was still talking to me like a baby. And I said, so why did you feed flaps 30 and retract to flaps 15? The guy just, as in, the guy just looked at me. I've been at those people where they put for plane to monitor waiting what they do. The captain, a very fine young guy, just said, no. Now they called co-pilot. I called for flaps 15. He went to feed flaps 30.
That happens.
So what if the guy called for gear up, the guy go touch flap?
If he call for gear up, if he call for gear up and the guy go retract flaps, yeah, you go know. Because that flaps, no be like, you don't understand, you don't understand, they go slowly. You don't hear flap, you know how flaps.
Yes. Flap no go just back him. That they quickly return them.
Exactly. Once flap they retract, something go up for the plane. It will be like, you understand, if you retract flap when you're not supposed to retract flap, the plane will sink. You know what you mean?
Which is what happened. There was a sink rate there.
Exactly. Now, But you feel correct them because the moment because bro, if you get 9,000 hours, you know what play they do at every command. You know, even I was saying the other day, you can even hear from your engine, from the engine, you can hear, you know the feeling of the plane, you know waiting the plane won't do, you know, you feel like you anticipate everything. It's not like it's impossible.
Because you know sometimes when the guy, because the guy in a fine boy, the co-pilot, maybe was too busy doing TikTok.
Human error. See, we can't rule out human error. But the chances of saying a flap, bro, I doubt. I tilt towards engine failure.
That was my I was talking to my friend, was a captain. He said, he gave me three things. Said no, I suggested engine failure, dual engine failure, maybe a flame out due to bad fuel. You understand? I also thought of a jammed elevator. I said that could also, but you see, thinking about it in retrospect, he had a pitch up towards the end. If you watch that video again,
maybe they try. Maybe at the end of the day, they tried to land. You know, they tried to flay. You know, they go crash. So let me, instead of me crashing with nose down, if you feel me, let me, if I still get my pitch control, make I land, like make I just, you know, understand. Even though because it was going too fast.
Both engines failed, confirmed on BBC News. I'm calling my captain now. Tell him I'm saying now waiting I talk. As in, for me, there was no trust. There were two things that they were missing: trust and lift. What can cause lift problem? Ice. What can cause lift problem? Ice. We are in summer. Ice is not an ice. Jammed elevator. If he had the opportunity to pitch, that means he had control of the elevator.
If the elevator they jammed, yes, true.
So my suspicion was engine.
If you also lose power, if you lose power for, see that the freeze. If you be aviator, yeah, two things can save your life: power and high altitude.
Altitude.
You know what I talk about? If you stay very high, you lose both engines, right? You still survive. You feel me? Like if you get heights, that means say you feel glide, you feel set your flaps to a certain degree, then they monitor a particular airspeed until you go land. Maybe you see get bad landing, but at least you can save yourself. You have time. With height, you have time. Now, with power, you can create lift. You know what I talk about, right? You can generate lift. So if you lose power and you get altitude, you feel to save lives. But if you lose power at very low altitude, Baba, like what happened today.
That was like 700 feet, even less.
Yeah, 600 and something feet too. Yeah, less than 700 feet.
Now, with no engine at that height, there's nothing that could have been done.
You can't do anything.
Nothing. With no trust.
The only thing you can do is try to even look for where no people.
Not at that height. 700 is.
I mean, just try. I mean, just simmer somewhere.
See, brother, at that sink rate, they are coming down at 1,000 plus feet per minute.
They have less than a minute.
You have less than a minute. So you are 700 feet and you are coming down at 1,200 feet. You have 30 seconds. There's nothing you can do. They were 450 feet. They had 10 seconds or 15 seconds max.
They don't think you can do. Yeah.
If they were at 5,000 feet, it's different.
That's why I said the guy knows up. Do you understand? Because bro, Baba, they try.
Now, if he had kept it level and used full throttle, but there's no trust. So there's no trust.
No trust now. Baba,
there's no trust.
If you don't have trust, you can't create lift at low altitude now. Why do you think plane fly with full power? To generate the maximum trust with flaps.
But how did the engines flame out? Now bad fuel. Now bad fuel. For me,
we talked about this last time.
Because if you have dual engine flame out, unless it is a bird strike, and if it's a bird strike, you will see smoke from that engine.
Bird strike,
now fuel. And I tell this my guy, as in this my guy owes me. I don't want to mention his name. I tell him, say, this looks like engine. You see, first of all, you need to understand that India is like Nigeria. They will be cutting corners.
Of course.
Even abroad, they cut corners. But third world and former third world countries, the likelihood that they will cut corners is so much more than the likelihood that they will cut corners in America. or Europe.
Of
You
course.
understand what I'm telling you? Now, if the plane was too heavy, that can also have been a problem.
Too heavy? No, I doubt. I mean, we talk about mass and balance or what?
Mm.
Say the kind. No, I doubt.
Now,
Also,
also remember that on takeoff, the biggest problem they had is they have full tank. They are going on a long haul.
they usually have food. You have food tank now.
Now, if na local flight no go be full tank, you just need your contingency.
Because depends on the time of the day. Not the first flight, the most of the time a full tank now. So if you know say you go feed the tank feed do 5 trips, why you won't load that? But then when they go that kind of journey, but when a full tank go, a full tank, you go carry if you even carry for back, so you carry for back. But then see this sad though because a dreamliner never crash ever. You know,
Ever.
and it can't happen. I mean, it is sad. It is very very sad. When I saw the video after I read everything, I was like, about this thing, na engine because nothing else feel cause. Especially when I read say the pilots have more than 9,000 hours. Because I'm like, okay, this could be human error, right? So no see the kind of experience when the pilot get. But about almost 10,000 hours between them, you can't make like those kind of mistakes. They're rare because you say you don't you're part of the machine. You know how the machine works.
Because somebody say Dreamliner can never be too heavy. It can. It's India. Oh. You see, let me tell you something. For me, my first take na engine. And why would that engine flame out? Fuel.
Engine can
For
happen,
me,
you know.
if you ask me, engine flame out, why flame out, fuel, contaminant, whatever it is. When you have dual engine flame out, it's usually fuel.
Fuel, yeah, sediment in the fuel, true.
Do you understand? Because if it's one engine, if you have one engine, you can continue climbing with that one engine.
Yeah. You climb, but you reduce the rate of descent.
That's
The rate
it.
of climb, sorry. Rate of
You
climb.
understand? And if they have 9,000 hours, they will not have pitched up that last pitch up that they did before they finally sank.
But I think that picture that reflects.
That reflex. But you see, as a good pilot, unless you know you have no trust left, so you're like, okay, let me just not land nose down. Like the way a driver would avoid the side he is in a collision and put his passenger in trouble.
You know
Because pull up reflex. But most pilots that have some level of thrust, at least from one engine, will not nose up like that. Nose up was too sudden.
They will reduce the rate of climb because if the rate of climb is very high with one engine, about most of you know go climb. You feel me?
Even if you don't climb, as long as there's no mountain ahead.
Yes.
If you can continue going straight like that, then once you manage and gather small speed, either you look for where to land or you just have a small pitch, maybe 5-7 degrees. If you can manage it, just climb away gradually. Now, because of the angle of attack issues, they could not retract flaps. I could not retract gear.
Yeah.
But that gear is still problem because that gear will create drag.
I mean, see, I think when they have like less than a minute or 30 seconds to go. But you know, say, during flights, there is a checklist. So, and when you're flying, you follow those checklists, those procedures. Do you understand? A certain speed, flaps, certain speed, gear. Everything gets speed for plane. I'm sure you know this.
Yes, now.
You feel me? A certain altitude, make it a particular turn, all those things. Now, I feel like when they come down, when they lose those both engine, if there is an engine they really lose, they never even climb reach anywhere.
They have not even started their climb. They are still in takeoff phase. They never enter climb.
They never understand. So the thing just start to sink back. So the guy that looks at what did happen here, you know understand, hold the nose, maybe you understand power, you feel me? At the end of the day, crash. So we can't get up all those things. Now things when we say when you have a clean aircraft, you don't already they like maybe 3,000 feet. You understand? Your aircraft you don't clean, you know. But that's at 500 500, 600, less than 1,000 feet. The aircraft is dragging because of all the
your
drag that
flaps,
they
your
create.
gear,
Your flaps, your landing gear. You understand everything? You don't understand even the down effect as well. You feel me? They create their own drag.
the ground effect, yeah.
Yeah, you feel me? Eventually, if you never reach that 3,000 feet, Baba, you sit there for the hand of God. More use God for this case. They feel me? Because that place you not get height. You they try to come out. That's why take off and landing is the major part of flying. Take off and landing. All those navigation and everything, bro. You can follow radar. You can hold me. You can whatever. Even the plane.
Someone said that was a short stop. Even if it's a short stop. Too much drag plus bad end. Somebody said it was a short stop. I don't think so. Unless they flew from like Abuja to Lagos to fuel for the journey. Because if they if they fill up their tank in Abuja, they will not be able to land in Lagos because of the weight of the aircraft and how it will affect the structural integrity of the fuselage.
I think they were leaving directly from that place. So that was
because I don't understand what thing that they type for comment section.
Fire was not pre-checked before takeoff. Yes, probably. Because if sediment see the fuel, it can cost anything.
Oh, man. Very sad. Very sad.
No,
very
sad. I mean, Boeing now, like, they go there on this thing a lot because...
No, Boeing career don't finish. Right now, their career don't finish.
Inside, you know?
Because 737-800 and 737 MAX messed them up so badly. Yeah. Even me now, I just get person who go teach me Airbus. I won't begin to come out for Boeing, the entire Airbus.
All of the Airbus, all of the same thing,
a 9-hour flight to Gatwick. A plane carrying fuel for 9 hours is an ATOMBOMB.
You did, yeah? That many gallons?
Tons, no be gallons, not tons.
That's a heavy aircraft.
For me to do London, I do Gatwick. Gatwick is EGKK. EGKK DNMM. That's Gatwick to Lagos. I carry 24 tons of fuel. 24 tons of fuel.
Wow, that's a lot. No, the aircraft, they burn a lot of fuel also.
And that's 737. Now imagine 787. They'll carry at least 50 tons of fuel. Let me ask Google before so that they will not quote me.
No, they carry a lot of fuel though.
India. Where was that place? Mumbai. Where is it?
It's not Mumbai. It's
India to London to Gatwick. 787. How much fuel?
No, I don't think it's improper wing configuration because those pilots, they have enough experience to configure the airplane properly. I want to give it to that to them. I'm on the side of the loss of trust engine. I feel like they lost both engines, which is very, very possible.
Do we have anybody?
24 tons. Somebody said 24 tons.
24 tons is what I use in my 737. I know they use and finish. It will still remain like maybe 6 tons.
It's not going to finish now.
It will remain like... That means it needs more than 24 tons. It needs more. I don't know. 787 fuel capacity. Let me put tons. 101 tons. I knew it cannot be 24 tons. And they use 24 tons for 737.
For 6 hour flight.
for 6-hour flight. 737 is a small plane. The engine of a 787 is almost as big as the fuselage of a 737. So you can't burn 20. So inside this the full capacity is 101. So at least they go use like 85 to 90 tons for fuel for a 9-hour flight.
You know, say some people they disagree, say plane they burn so much fuel. Like they get people actually they get community when they agree. Say planes they burn so much fuel. I just they laugh them. Like somebody asked me one time, do you guys say you carry up to 40 tons, 50 tons of fuel? Where do you put them? I'm like, only if you know say the whole wing now fuel full up. You know you not gonna know.
The whole wing now fuel they inside though.
Now fuel they inside now.
Then the middle they get extra tank. But 737, I think the whole fuel is in the tank, in the wing. Let me see. Fuel 787. Because I know the one with me I they fly now. I know 737 is wing. Then there is an extra tank. There are 3 tanks. 8 in the 8 tons in the wings, and another 8 tons in the belly. So 787 fuel tank location. And that belly tank, no be all A737 get ammo.
No be all aircraft get them, no.
Even 737, no be all get them. So 787, the tanks are in the wings, 100% of it. There's no.
And the wings now.
Oh, let me see. Fuel tank location. Some 787 models also have fuel tanks in the center of the fuselage. Okay, it's just like 737 then. Because 737 has 2 tanks, but depending on the configuration, if it is 737 business jet or a 737 used for longer hauls, you have the 3rd tank. A380, that one go carry 200 tons. A380 fuel capacity. A380.
That's why
fuel
they crash.
capacity.
That's why they crash.
320 tons
of fuel.
Sometimes they don't fill the center tank. Yes. 4 aircraft engines.
They don't fill the center tank.
Listen to it till somebody talk. 4 aircraft engines should be used for international flights, not 2 engines. See, if it is contaminated fuel, whether it's 1 engine or 3 engines or 4 engines, all the engine go flame out. Why they talk like this? You understand? Is there any advantage of 4 engine over 2 engine?
I mean, 4 engine, that means more capacity, go carry more people.
Now, because what I understand what he's trying to say is if 1 engine goes, you have 3 left. Meanwhile, the other one.
But that happens a lot now. Do you know, for example, if to say that they like 35,000 feet and this happens, they try to restart the engine now. Do you understand? They go try to restart the engine now. If they feel me, there is restart engine procedure.
For 737, don't put out for continuous. You go switch everything off. Put them back. Make sure say they continuous fire.
Exactly. About engine fire with the off engine. Fire, fire brigade they for sky. You feel me? Fire go the catch for engine. They go off and inside plane. Restart the engine go start to work again. That happens now. You feel me? But then when you don't have altitude, when you don't get height, you know
there's
understand?
Nothing.
There's nothing you can do. There is nothing you can do, and you can't create. No trust. What do you want to do? You gonna admit the airplane now. If like stone, it go drop. It
go sink. The way this one sank, as in it sank like say one land.
Yeah.
It sank with a flare. Someone says, so which aircraft? This aircraft that they crashed is one of the safest in the world.
Aircraft, yes, since 2011, nothing. The one they do nothing.
And they fly them. That's what we fly in Qatar Airways.
Yeah, Qatar has a lot of it, yeah.
787 Dreamliner is the first time I flew it was Kenya Airways. It's a beautiful plane.
Very fine. big,
It's
huge.
fine on the outside and it's fine on the inside. The windows na LED.
Mm.
Once you just press
Yes,
them, it
most
go
of those
dim
from those 20,
automatically.
2010, 2008 aircraft, most of them are LED with their windows now.
Mm.
But this one a very big plane, no, very big plane. It's sad though for those children when they lost their. That's why, yeah, and bro, you see this religion thing. Sometimes it pisses me off because the people they say, oh, that man was a Christian, was born again, one thing, God will save you. See, I feel tell you say, now God now you will kill those people. If you because the kind God when Christians they serve, now the God when they kill people. Because
Hmm.
if you look at the Bible, that phrase, God killed more people in the Bible than the
Kpai,
devil.
just say kpai because of this
Sorry,
our.
pie. God pied more people in the Bible than the devil. And if you see, I saw a video today. I don't know, that video has been around for a while, but I saw it today where some pastors were praying in 2012. They were praying for former president to die.
To
Like
kpai.
I don't know whether to pie.
It's okay.
They were praying like pastors and I don't know politicians. They were actually praying that good luck to buy the fire anything. They should not wake up. One thing. You know. See, that's the energy. That's what they teach them. That's what they teach them because see now the new person when they did now when they won't put us in a worse situation. Nobody they pray say make it buy. Nobody they pray make it buy. Now 200 and something people they inside plane. One person survived. Then that person now will give testimony say God saved his life. So who can't kill? Who can't buy the other people?
Mm.
Me for me, I could tell you. I feel like the God when Christians itself. I'm not even talking about Nigeria. Worldwide itself, yeah, is the God of this world.
Bah.
Mm. That is how I see it now. The God when Christians around the world, it's very religious people, is the God of this world, and the God when will buy people, when will make people suffer. You
Hmm.
know? So it's just this sad.
Ah.
Look at this.
The guy come in no great talk. On Ijoma Daisy, man who flew from Delhi into Ahmedabad using the ill-fated Air India 2 hours prior to the CRASH said he observed unusual things in the plane. He made videos of the aircraft which he planned on sharing with the airline before the unfortunate incident. He said the
I'm not
electrics were
surprised.
not working. You
I
see,
mean,
there's
India.
something I said. I said India not far
Like,
from Nigeria.
India now, Baba. I'm not surprised though. Uh, those people go, if you see them for any country where they go, the way they do things, they're not better past Nigerians. So, to be honest with you, that in terms of mentality, I will say we we did higher than them for reasoning, 100%. About I know people who have been to India where they come back and tell you, like, so not be everywhere too show. You understand? Like certain places you go to, you even think that your country is better than this place.
Hmm.
On their trains, their buses, they do some crazy things, bro. Like crazy, some things that you won't imagine that they do. Somebody say not true. Come outside and tell me how it's not true. Come outside and tell me how it's not true. I know people who have been to India. They will come back and tell you, I'm not going to that place. Of course, the people will go and love it. Depends on where you go to. But there are some places there that is as worse, even worse than where we are coming from.
Hmm.
Even Nigeria say the Japago. Of course now, you get where Nigerians know the Japago.
100%.
Uh, the hygiene level is very bad.
Hmm.
In Indian street food, you don't want to even eat it.
Oma hakelebe fi Jenny.
You don't want to eat Indian street food. I'm not, see, shout out to my Indian people. I love you. I love your food. I eat your Indian food, yeah. So, and I love the smart ones are very smart, but the dumb ones are dumb as a doormat. I tell you, like the very, very dumb. They're not even know any nothing that they bring. I'm sorry to say, but you see some really intelligent ones. You're like, wow, geniuses. So, but both extremes did for that country. Both extremes.
If you see this beautiful family, this man in wife and in children, it's so sad. They fight for the plane crash.
When we say you inside train, people they do anything inside train, they spit, they bro. If you see, if people go India, come back and tell you about India, you don't go won't go. The only people that are going to India and come back and tell me, oh, India is nice, I want to go back. Now, all these people went go there for spiritual awakening or something. You feel me? But people when you go for like, they say, okay, I'm going to for tourism or you know, Baba, they come back with stories. There's some Nigerian food you want to eat. I know, of course, I agree. Nigeria too, sure we be third world country now. Yes. So even our hygiene level did very bad. See, not be the other day they showed the man trash pouring trash, leaving trash on the third mainland bridge. I mean, which bridge be that one again? That's Nigeria for you. If you drive through Oshodi, there's still trash everywhere, even though they try to clean it every other day. It's still every so even the Lekki or the VI there. I saw this guy's video today, the border boy driving his McLaren through that the what's it called, the flood. I'm like, man, $2 million car, and they drive inside water like this, so bro. It is saying I'm not going to happy where he did, bro. Say that they mess up his name like this. Anyway, but then that's our society, that's what we live in. You know, if you go to some parts of India as well, there are nice top places, clean places, of course. But most parts, you don't want to go. See, you are better off living in a slum in Nigeria than living in a slum in India. A Nigerian slum is better than an Indian slum. Not be here we do. All of us watch Slum Millionaire now. I be Slum Dog Millionaire, they call that thing. So go to that slum, you not going to even want to stay. And they have, you know, so many. I have a friend that went to India and was like, it's not even. He came back. Was like, it's not even about the hygiene or how hot it is or anything. That this caste issue, you know what I talk about. Another big, one of the biggest problem when we say like the biggest elephant in the room and nobody talking about it. You know, we don't have that in our own society. At least we have tribalism, we have all those more things, but to have a particular race ruling over another race, you know what I talk about? So it's a particular set of people. So I mean, I won't be surprised if the plane had issues. I won't be surprised, like you said earlier, countries like that cut corners easily. It's a norm for them.
Oh, Jiga, thank you so much. I'm still coming back later to talk about some more fun things.
Later for 1 a.m.
For 1 a.m. I will come back.
You know they sleep.
I will sleep after. My grandmother says you have all the sleep you want when you're at my age.
How many hours sleep do they get in a day though?
They get 6, 7, 8 hours. Because like if I go back at that 4 o'clock, I'll now sleep till like 12.
To 12, okay, that's good.
Or maybe 1 if I'm lucky. But by that 11, I go down the wake. I go to force myself, say, Lila, you go sleep this sleep. You go sleep this sleep.
But then, you know, it's difficult for you to sleep when they don't bright and everybody meet.
I lock my windows. My curtains are very dark. And my AC in the room, this AC in the room is the noisiest. So the noise of the AC drowns out the noise outside. Almost, I learned that thing in my former house. I had an AC that used to do. So I complain. Say, the AC too, they make noise. I'm not happy. The AC is making too much noise. The AC is making too much noise. Now they give me brand new AC. I don't on the AC the next day. The AC do. Carpenter with the knock. Before that, you know, go hear the knock.
So you don't hear everything.
Baba, all the people they gossip, they pass. You begin to,
You know, if you
I
sleep,
tell
the
them, they
rubbish
can't
are
carry
there
the AC,
feeding.
can't give me my noisy AC back. Oh. I couldn't sleep.
Oh man.
Because you see, I could sleep in that noisy AC because the noise is constant.
Yeah,
Grrrr, it's constant. The
your brain
one
don't
that
carry
you
the
see, you
resonance,
are sleeping,
so
you
you
are
sleep.
sleeping, you are sleeping. Then hammer begin to knock. Bagown, bagown. If
Don't go
even
wake
through
you up.
that, if to say that they knock every 5 seconds, bagown,
You
bagown,
go sleep
bagown, you
because
go
your brain
sleep.
go create a resonance with the sound,
Do you
so you go
understand?
feel sleep through.
But when trailer they pass, the trailer go do bagada bagada, go go.
Then another one come again. About 11 o'clock in the morning. Once they don't, I mean, I get this thing when we say sometimes I sleep very late, 3 a.m., 4 a.m. But once it's like 7, 8, once I don't hear movement of people around, about even if I don't wake up, my body could tell me, say, why is he sleeping? Don't you know that things they happen once that you didn't hear you sleep? You know, so I could wake up straight up, but my
As
mind
long
could
as
sleep.
my hours in the middle of the night, I use them judiciously. You understand? I don't feel bad for being in bed. I know I
I
need
don't
the
really
rest.
feel bad though. I just can't stay. I just can't stay asleep. I wake up. I might stay in that bed, be on my phone or get my computer or do something. But to they sleep, that sleep no go sound. I don't get that REM. You know, I don't get that. You know,
Yeah.
that rapid eye movement. I don't get them anymore. I will wake up. So I just like, what's the point? So most of the time, there, my kids when they leave for school like 7 a.m. or so, I'm awake. Because the very moment they don't wake up, they prepare for school. I don't wake up from that sleep. Even if I sleep at 6 a.m. I think if I'm not getting to do that morning, I think I'll go back to bed though. You understand? Intentional sleep after they don't leave. But to continue about that very moment, man, it's really hard. They really hard. But they try though.
Baba, it's not easy. Nobody asked us to do it. Now we say we won't do them. So we must do it well.
They try to come back again. I mean, sometimes I see notifications that they freeze online 5 a.m. in the morning. I'm like, what is going on here?
And you know, sometimes I have booked hours.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not
True.
even booked. Sometimes
That's
it's
true.
just for me to just come and talk to my people.
The American people.
I'm telling you, because now them they listen to me,
But
and
yeah,
now
the
they
only
battle
things, I
them.
mean, most of the people where they come from Nigeria, right? Most people they view in Nigeria, I would think, yeah.
Nigeria followed by America. I have a very huge American market. Jiga, brother,
Okay,
me
boss.
Oshegon, let me
One
go and
love, yeah.
sleep.
Take care of
I'm
yourself.
so tired. I will sleep, then wake up 2 a.m. So I feel
Yeah,
do
now.
maybe 1 hour, 30 minutes if I'm lucky.
That one, power nap now you will get, so.
Yeah,
All right,
power
now.
nap. Official praise E. Some lady sent a request. She wanted to join. She don't run. Yeah, praise E. What did you want to say? Because I'm leaving. My sister, what did you want to say? Because I'm leaving.
I just let me come and greet you.
All right, all
Although
right.
I saw the stuff, it's very devastating.
It is indeed. It is.
Yeah. They say one person survived.
Yeah, only one person.
Yeah.
Very sad. Very sad. My darling sister, I'll come back later at the night. Join me, please.
Okay. All right.
Take care. Good night.